welcome to the FutureDDS Dental School Experience Series, where we help you decide which dental school is right for you. Now, every school is unique and will provide you with a different experience, and we thought, who better to explain to you what a school has to offer than a student who actually goes there. Our goal in this series is to give you a first-hand perspective of every dental program in America and ultimately help you make the right decision. So today we'll be showcasing Ali Koth, who is a D2 at the University of Nebraska Medical Center and College of Dentistry. How are you doing today, Ali?
I'm good. Happy to be here.
Great. Well, thank you so much. We know your time is extremely valuable, so we really do appreciate you coming to speak with us today.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. So let's go ahead and get started with the interview. First and foremost, can you kind of tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, where you went to undergrad, and what got you interested in dentistry?
An undergrad at North Dakota State University up in Fargo, North Dakota. I pretty much went there just to run track and field for their team. I didn't really know what I wanted to do when I first started my undergrad program. I knew I wanted to do something medically related, pre-professional program. And I got an email from the pre-dental club at my school, and I thought that sounded like a very interesting perspective on a medical related field, but a little more unique. So I went to the meeting and just kind of fell in love with the career there, getting to meet dentists in the area and the other pre-dental students, and I just really liked the vibe. So I stuck with it till the end. One thing that really solidified my choice to become a dentist was going with Case Western School of Dental Medicine to northern Israel, and we got to excavate a cave holding early human remains. Teeth in particular is what the Case Dental School wanted to study. So that trip alone also just solidified my dream to become a dentist. So yeah.
That's a crazy experience, like before you even got into dental school. That's interesting.
It is, yeah. And I got to meet pre-dental students from all over the country. A few of them go to Case now, so it's just nice to have friends at other schools as well.
Yeah, like a network. Definitely.
Yeah.
So you went straight from undergrad to dental school, correct?
I did complete 5 years of undergrad, but that was for track because I ended up tearing my ACL and I wanted to use my eligibility and things like that. But I did just apply once and luckily got in the first time. So
quick question. This is kind of off script.
That's
so
okay.
You being an athlete, do you think that kind of helped you within your application process?
I definitely think so. That's a topic that was brought up a lot in my interviews, and I think what they were kind of intrigued in. I think the biggest plus is they know that student athletes are really good at managing their time. You know, we're practicing upwards of 4 hours a day in addition to class, and we miss a ton of classes during the travel season. So I think being able to keep up grades with such a busy schedule is a positive sign for dental schools to see.
Definitely. And I mean, as we both know, time management is huge in dental school. You know, it's really hard to be successful if you don't have proper or adequate time management. So definitely. Yes. So can we now speak about your actual school? Like, where is it actually at? In like the city, at least? Like, what's kind of the environment around the school?
Sure. So we have one of the smaller dental schools in the nation. Each class consists of 50 students. So it's in Lincoln, Nebraska, which I don't know how many people have heard of us in the lonely Midwest, but Lincoln, Nebraska is where it's at. Just one building houses our entire clinic, all of our classrooms. We just go to one building every day. There is a hygiene program, but they only have 25 students per class. So it's a really small school. Lincoln itself it's a really nice town. It's a suburban community. I'm not really sure how many people live here. I'd say probably around 250,000.
Yeah.
But Omaha, Nebraska is just an hour about northeast of here, and has a lot of entertainment there. The city's really fun. They have a really cool restaurant scene, and I personally love going to the Omaha Zoo every now and then too. So yeah,
right. To get a break, you know, definitely.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said you have 48 students in your class?
Well, there's 50 of us. Yeah. Yep. Just 50.
That's really small.
It is really small. Yep.
Yeah.
And
And so is it like everybody really knows everybody like on a personal basis, right? Or
Yeah, we're all a very close-knit group. There's not anyone I'd feel uncomfortable going up to talk to. Like, I can hold a conversation with anyone in my class. So it's been really fun, and we still have 2 more years together. So I can't imagine what we're going to be like at the end of our 4th year. So
that's awesome. And so I'm sure the student to faculty ratio is great. You know, like you all have like very, very easy access to faculty because there is such a small number of you all.
definitely in our pre-clinic lab, I think that's a really big advantage of a small school is you don't have to wait too long to get feedback on your projects or anything. And you also get a lot of one-on-one time. Like, I could be one-on-one with the professor for 15, 20 minutes with them teaching you their ways and how they do things. And then you get to compare it to how other professors do it. So I think it's an advantage. It really helps you to figure out what technique works best for you while you're in dental school. And you have those, the advantage of having those teachers now before you graduate. So
And that's a huge advantage. Like, I go to a larger school, and granted, the wait times aren't that long here, but I mean, I only can imagine if literally right when I raise my hand or whatever it may be, teachers available. Like, I think that's a huge advantage.
Yeah, definitely.
And so now I kind of want to talk about what were some of the key things like that really made you want to go to your school? Was it the class size? Was that like one of the main factors? Or like what other things kind of played into, you making that decision?
Yeah, so the class size was definitely a plus. It was the school that I interviewed at it's the smallest school I interviewed at. It's also close to home, which is nice. My hometown is just only about 3.5 hours away, so it makes it easy to go back during our longer breaks and stuff. I think the biggest thing was just when I was there for my interview, I just got a really nice vibe while I was at the school. The professors and faculty members were encouraging the whole time. You see students in the hallway and you're in your blue blazer and looking all professional, and they're in their scrubs and they're just really friendly and telling you good luck. So I think it was just seeing that students appeared to be happy where they were. Dental school can be tough, and so it's just nice to know that the environment you're going into is supportive and you're surrounded with encouraging people. So I think that's what sold it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's go like a little bit deeper into the interview process. Can you break down how your interview day went? I mean, like, did you all start in a big room where everybody was in the same room and then you broke into different smaller groups? Was it something like that? Or how was that whole process?
So at my interview, there was, I think, only maybe around 6 or 7 people interviewing that entire day. So it was a small group. So we just started out in one small conference room, so to speak, had the deans come in and give us a little spiel on the day. And then you would I don't really remember, it was kind of a long time ago, but you eventually would have like an interview time, and then other people would be scheduled for a tour. So at your interview time, you'd sit down in a room with just 2 other faculty members. My interview was super straightforward, very conversational. It was an open file interview, so they asked me a few questions, and it was super low key and definitely one of my easier interviews I experienced. But they did revamp the interview process at our school to make it a little more stressful situations. Like they have the timed situational interviews. So I can't really speak how it is now, but I've talked to a few of the D1 students, and they said it was nothing but positive. So it sounds like I think they just did it just to make that aspect of the application process just able to, I think, narrow down students a little better. And
you can't make it too chill. Yeah, you can't make it too relaxed.
Yeah. So I think before we're trying to like make us feel comfortable and welcome, but I now they've kind of put more importance on the interview, which I think is only a positive change. So
definitely. Okay, so obviously you interviewed, you got in, you're here now.
I did. Yeah.
Can you talk about that first initial week? Did you all have like some sort of orientation, or did they kind of just like throw you all into the fire?
No, so we did have 2 days of orientation prior to school starting, and they also upped that to 4 days to make it more of an interactive process, and so that people know each other a little better.
Mhm.
But mine was only 2 days, which was nice because then you just see the school, we're in the park, things like that before your first day. So you're usually nervous that first
Oh,
day.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah. And then, the first week is just a lot of sitting in class and lecturing, and it can be kind of overwhelming, but it was positive. I think they just kind of set you up for success. And yeah, I remember the first week going well, but I know as like the first round of exams started to hit, then, it gets a little stressful and you're not used to that much material. So there's definitely a transition period in there for sure.
Definitely, definitely. So what about, let's talk about like a typical day, of your D1 year. I know you're D2 now, but
Yeah.
like when did you all start classes? Like you just give us like a 8 a.m. to 3, we were doing this, 3 to 5, I was doing this. Like just give like a timeline of the day.
Sure. So they are kind of nice to you that first semester. They let you start late a few days. So I think Tuesday, Thursdays, we didn't start till 11, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And then we'd go to about 4 or 5. And then I don't know if there was any days we started right at 8 a.m., maybe just Mondays. And then a few other days was at 9. So that first year, I kind of miss it now. It's just kind of chill. You get to sleep in a little bit, or you have a little extra time to study. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of miss it now because now we're 8 to 5 every day. But so they do take it a little slower on you. It's a nice way that they transition you during that first semester. But mainly you are in lecture most of the day. So we took anatomy, we took histology. What else did we take? Just a lot of the biochem, a lot of the basic science courses. The 2 dental related courses we took were dental anatomy and dental materials. So there was also a lab associated with those. I think those were 4-hour labs each, lecture kind of in there as well. So those were like the really fun times where you start to get hands-on and understanding what it really means to be a dentist and what all of these materials are, which is overwhelming at first because I didn't do anything dental related prior to dental school. So learning what everything is was kind of overwhelming to me. But overall, it's a really busy schedule, but it's manageable for sure, I think.
Definitely, definitely. And so you talk about hands-on. You all aren't in clinic yet. Your D2 year, y'all are still not in clinic, correct?
We're in clinic now in D2 year. Yep.
Okay, so like how did they kind of like introduce the whole clinic situation to you? And do you
Sure.
have patients like right now, or like how is that going?
Yeah, so we started in clinic the summer after our D1 year, but just assisting upperclassmen. So just to kind of get the feel for clinic, the process of things, how to work the computer program, which I think is one of the toughest parts.
Yeah. Do you want to use Axiom?
We use Salud.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think all of them are, it's a learning curve for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. And so we did that summer after our D1 year and also fall of D2 year, so last semester. And then this semester we were able to see actual patients in clinic once a week. So right now we can do simple restoration, simple extractions, prophies, and denture patients. I was assigned a denture case right away, so that's 8 appointments, and that's been taking up a lot of my time. So I've done that and a few prophies so far. So pretty much just been focusing on my denture case though so far this semester. So I'm hoping to get my first restoration soon. That'll be fun.
That's interesting that you jumped right into dentures though, because dentures are a whole other process. Yeah, it's a lot. But that's so great that you're exposed so early.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. And so let's say somebody's watched this interview and they're like, you know what, I think I want to go to University of Nebraska's dental school. Like I love it. What is something that you would tell them that they should make sure to have on their application, whether it be, community service, research? Like what does Nebraska really, really like to see in a student?
I don't think there's any one particular thing. I think it's just showing that you are involved in multiple things on top of going to school. I think that's a big thing for them, just to show that you're going to be able to stay afloat once classes start in fall, because you just kind of hit the ground running right away. And I love the analogy of the fire hose coming at you with information. And I think, I don't think there's any one thing they're looking for. Everyone in our class has different experiences. I didn't have any research, but those who have research, I know it benefited them. So I don't think there's any one thing other than just basically try to get as much as you can to show that you're a well-rounded person. So,
and I think that's where a lot of schools are starting to go. I think they really care about everything that you do, not necessarily just your DAT and your GPA, even though those are of course very important, but like you need to have something else going on just to make sure that you can, stay afloat, like you said, once you get into this crazy stuff. Because
exactly.
The situation can be very, very stressful. And that kind of like leads me into my next question. How do you handle the stresses of dental school? Do you, some people meditate, some people go to the gym. What have you seen to be the most effective way for you just to kind of de-stress and keep your mind under control while you're going through all of this?
Yeah, so I am married. I got married about 4 days before dental school started, which was crazy, but it's been nothing but helpful. My husband is very supportive, and we make sure just to schedule time for us to do things together. One thing we love to do is go hiking, which can be hard to do in the Midwest to find some good spots, but we find them. So we go hiking a lot with our dog, and then I love to plan trips and vacations, just so to have something to look forward to say at the end of this semester, I'm going to go to Montana or somewhere where it's usually a hiking trip. That's usually what we plan. But I like to plan trips to have something to look forward to. And I do yoga, and I try to work out as often as possible and keep that up. But that's definitely been a challenge too.
It's so interesting because, I think a lot of people go into dental school thinking if they are in a relationship, like, okay, this might not be the best time for this situation, but like the fact that I'm sure your time management is amazing, just to be able to still, pay attention to all different aspects of your life. That's huge. And I think a lot of people could definitely use that advice just as far as like, scheduling time outside of school, make sure that your husband is happy and things of that nature. Like, I think that's definitely something huge that people need to hear. But anyway, so like, we keep going on. What about your school? Does your school kind of have any programs that promote wellness?
There's not any particular things, I guess, through our school, but since we are located on the UNL campus, so the University of Nebraska Lincoln campus, so the Huskers, we're not technically UNL students, but we kind of get dual citizenship, so to speak, which is really nice because we get student tickets to all the games and things like that. So we do have the access to the counseling center there if you need to use that at any time. Their gym and wellness center and things like that, which is, I think, a huge plus, to have that access to a gym membership. And this week, I guess, through ASDA is Wellness Week. So they planted succulents this week as a school and did yoga classes. On top of having they had a healthy breakfast for all the students one day. So there's definitely things that they do every now and then as a school, just fun things to make sure everyone is staying happy,
It's huge. It's definitely huge.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I would like to kind of shift gears a little bit. Can you kind of tell us about an experience that you had within your school that just made you like really sit back and say, you know what, this is why I'm glad I came here? Like, have you had one of those like eye-opening experiences?
Boy. I guess, I don't know. I guess probably one of the biggest ones is when we finished our D1 year. We had our last day of class, and we just ended up just taking this is a very simple example, but we ended up just taking a photo as a a class outside. And it just kind of, you just kind of stop and think like, wow, we all made it through that first D1 year, which is a huge milestone, I think, in dental school. Yeah. And everyone's just like, we're really happy to be done. And you just kind of look around and see, I just love the people that are in my class, and everyone is very supportive. It's a non-competitive environment. Nobody is trying to sabotage anyone else for trying to get into specialties or things like that. Everyone shares notes. So it's just like, I think the accumulation of all those things and just the group that I'm in, I'm thankful that I'm in the class that I am. So I think that's when I look back and see I am happy to be at the school I'm at. So.
And like you said, it's huge. I think
a
lot of people don't want to really talk about is the fact that, everybody who started with you might not finish with you, and it's always just a really unfortunate event. But the fact that you all are all super supportive of each other, you all seem like a little family.
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely awesome to have all that support. But now I think we're kind of getting towards the end of our interview, Allie. I want you to give our viewers one more golden piece of advice, and not even necessarily if they might not want to go to Nebraska, but if they're just applying in general, what's something that you would make sure that student applying should know?
So I did write down a few things. I think this is important. So have confidence in yourself for sure. Enjoy the learning process. Never compare yourself to others. Don't look at someone else's lab work and think you're going to be a terrible dentist. Everyone learns at different rates. That's a huge thing that I had to get used to. Don't dwell on any failures you have. Expect to have failures, whether it's while you're applying to dental school or when you're in dental school. Expect to have those failures and don't dwell on them. You will live to see the next day, and just know that you're always one step closer to being a dentist. So I think that's my advice.
Great advice. I subscribe to all of that. Great pieces of advice, especially the failure one. I try to tell myself all the time, like, this is the first time I've ever drilled a tooth. This is the first time I've ever set dentures. Like, I can't expect myself to be perfect. So
exactly.
A great piece of advice. But Allie, thank you so much. I'm pretty sure somebody is going to want to reach out to you to ask you more questions. Is there any way that they can get in contact with you?
Yes, so you can definitely DM me on Instagram. That's probably the best way. So my Instagram handle is @AJKoth. So that's AJKOTH.
Great. And we'll definitely put that in the description box below. But on behalf of FutureDDS, on behalf of all of our viewers, Allie, we want to say thank you so much for taking the time out today to speak with us. And, we wish you the best moving forward.
Thank you. It was so fun to be here.
Great. Thank you so much. Everybody, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button below, as well as the subscribe and notification bell, so that whenever we post new content. But until next time, see y'all later.